Hey everyone, it's Joy here, and I am so excited to be part of HoneyBee Stamp's Birthday Bliss Release, and we are doing a video hop. There will be two $25 gift cards to be given away from the comments on all of the YouTube channels. So here's what I'm going to be using: the new Grandma's Garden stamp and coordinating die. I am using literally every image in the stamp set. I'm inking that up with HoneyBee Stamps intense black ink, and then we're going to do some Copic coloring. So you can see it's got some great beautiful flowers. It has 3 hummingbirds. You've got some leaves. So you could have them like they're falling or just attach them to these flowers. So I inked them up a few times to get a good black crisp image. This is on some Neenah Classic Crest Solar White cardstock, 110 pound, and it is Copic friendly. So you can see the colors here. For the green, I am using YG 61, 63, and 67 for the leaves. And I'm not going to color all of these images on camera, but I will color the ones that are the same, if that makes sense. Okay, so like I said, HoneyBee Stamps is giving away 2 $25 gift cards from you leaving comments, so definitely leave a comment on every hopper's channel. If you like what you're seeing, definitely subscribe to their channel. Subscribe to my channel. Everyone would appreciate that. Hit the notification bell so that way you guys don't miss out on a video. And the next person you're going to hop to is in the description below. All the supplies are in the description below. Everything is in the description below. So, okay, so for this beautiful hummingbird, I am using BG 11 and 13, that's the turquoise. And then I'm using RV 55 and 66 for the top of his body. And I just love this contrast in color. So once I get all the colors laid down, I'm gonna come back in with that, excuse me, BG 13 marker and add some dots on top of the pink and on top of the turquoise. And I'm gonna color, I'm only going to end up using 2 of these. I thought I was going to use 3 of these hummingbirds, but I only ended up using 2. But I did color them all the same. Then these flowers are BV 17 and V 22, RV 11, 13, and 14, which is the pinks here. The BV 17 and V 22 is purple that I'm going to bring in. I've been trying to bring in more purple colors into my cards lately because I really do stay away from it, and it's not my favorite color, but it is a pretty color. So I'm glad I brought that into these cards here, or into these images here. So I'm just going to finish adding those colors to the inside part of this flower. So it's pink and purple, which is gorgeous. Then I'm using the coordinating dies to die cut these out. I'm just using some low tack tape to tape all of these in place. And I just love a coordinating die. But obviously, if you're someone who likes to fussy cut, you don't need to get the dies. So like I said, I'm taping those in place, and then I'm just going to run this through my die cut machine, and then we're going to do some stenciling. We've got the new Good Vibes Stencil. I'm actually just going to use one of the stencils. I did spray it with some Pixie spray to get it to stick, but this is a 2 stencil pack. I'm just using one of them. I'm coming in with Simon Says Stamps Positively Saturated Inks in Aspen and Sage, and I'm not going all the way down the bottom of this card panel. This is an A2 size card panel. I'm going to keep it light, kind of ombre at the bottom, and the green is going to be at the top. To me, adding the green just kind of added greenery to the background of these images, and just a soft green. I did want it a little bit darker at the top, so I brought in the sage to just darken that up a little bit. Once I peel back the stencil, I'm going to have some white lines, which was a little harsh to me. So I will just come back in with the Aspen and lightly blend down over the stenciling that I've already done. Just really soft and nice, and then that's going to kind of take away that harsh white between the green lines from that stencil. And I'm using the Waffle Flower mini stencil mat to do my stenciling, which is really fantastic. Okay, so now I have a piece of black cardstock. I'm using the Bitty Buzzwords Friend die. I'm just using that centerpiece. I'm not using the shadow behind it. I'm going to die cut this 3 times, and if you guys follow me, you know I just love to do that, and that's going to give this friend word some dimension. I'm going to stamp the Hello sentiment from the new Grandma's Gardens stamp set. And this has a coordinating die, which I love about HoneyBee Stamps, is their coordinating sentiment dies. It is so fantastic. So I'm going to use that die and run that through my die cut machine. And then we can glue this friend word together. Now, I made sure to keep the little dots to my eyes, so make sure you don't lose those. But I'm just using HoneyBee Stamps liquid glue and their reverse tweezers to adhere this together. I like 3, but you could do 4, you could do 5, you could do 2, but I feel like 3 gives some really good dimension. So I'm just going to lay out my card here. I liked the idea of having the largest group of flowers kind of in the center of the card and then having those smaller flowers at the top. Then I can spread out the hummingbirds as well. So I'm going to add some foam tape because I do love some dimension. Most of these images are going to have some foam tape. I think a couple flowers and some leaves were adhered directly to the background. I did trim down this card panel about 1/8 of an inch on all sides, a little bit smaller than an A2 size. So when I adhere this to a white A2 size card base, I'm going to have a nice white frame. Now I'm going to have some of my images hanging off the edge. Now I'm only going to trim off the stem on the right and the stem on the top. The flowers and the leaves that might hang off and the bird's wings, I will not trim off. With the exception of that flower on the right, once I adhered this to my card base, it was hanging past the card base, so I did trim that down just a little bit. Adding some foam tape behind that hello sentiment, finishing up these flowers with some leaves. I wanted to make sure I got all of these images in onto this card. Like I said, I really wanted to add that 3rd hummingbird, but as you can see, it was not going to fit. Now, I do want to remind you guys to definitely leave a comment below so that way you guys can get a chance to win the $25 gift card. Definitely subscribe to everyone's channel if you love what they're doing. Definitely let them know. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you don't miss a video. And yeah, this has been a fun hop. And like I said, the next person you're going to hop with is linked below for you. I'm going to come in with a black glaze pen and some white gel pen, adding some white pen highlights, some dots, some highlight marks on the flowers. I did some white dots on the hummingbird, which I felt like just kind of popped with those fun colors. Then I'm going to adhere this to that white card base, and this card is finished. I love it. I think this is such a great release, and this is such a cute stamp set. This is Grandma's Garden stamp set and the Good Vibes stencil. So thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you feel inspired, and I will be back with another video. Bye.